Alrighty, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning to all. We're on another London trading session here. So we've seen here, as many of you who do trade GBP, JPY, or any GBP pair, you can see that there was a huge drop right at the opening of the hour. And we were in this range earlier right here. We had the 1-to-1, 2-to-2, and then got the third touch here, and then the big drop at the opening of the hour. So that obviously pushed us away from, that range. And now we are in, you can say if, again, GJ pushes down here, we're in this larger range, but you can see here the 1-to-1, 2-to-2. And as I spoke about earlier in the week, including yesterday, that we could definitely see the tap of the 4-hour EMA here and even price pushing up to the top here. But that was a clean swing trade here. I mean, this was a lot of pips here again. It was here yesterday, and now look at that. It was 120 pips, potentially 140 pips all the way through, right? So I did cash down my private accounts. But nonetheless, we had a huge pullback or a potential, bearish momentum, from the fundamental events down to the bottom end of this large range. However, you can see that as it was coming down, this was a 5-minute candle right here. Big push down. You can see as it was coming down, it crossed the 15, 30, 1 hour, and the 2-hour EMA as well, right? So now do we see that it's going to reject and reverse and come back, pull back, and continue the move up to the top end of the range, or will it just push all the way down? I mean, it did, again, tap the 4-hour EMA, which is a higher time frame EMA, and we're just going to have to wait and see now in terms of what GJ does here. Will it push back, or will it continue the move down here? So we do not have a current setup because of this huge, push, bearish push down at the opening of the hour. So we're going to have to be patient here. Alrighty. Just waiting to see, will GJ form a smaller range here, or will it reject the EMAs and pull back? All right, so let's see in the next, 15 and 30-minute candle, could we see it push back up, before London opening, or are we going to see the push, further, GJ push further down to this bottom end of the larger range? All right, so we can see again, GJ is in the small consolidation zone here. Let's take a look at the amount of pips now. 9-10 pips, so nothing drastic here. Again, this could just be a hold before it pushes further down, or it pulls back to where it started at the opening of the hour. So there's multiple things that can happen with GJ, but it's it's tough to take a stance on what GJ will do here right now for the time being. Of course, we do have the larger range, but at the same time, since we did have a big, bearish 5-minute candle, it's the uncertainty of what GJ will do is pretty high, right? So we don't want to execute such a high risk setup here, because again, GJ can pull back or continue to move down. And we're just not quite sure what will happen right now, right? We may have the larger picture, but again, the entries are very, very critical here. Here it comes down. We can take a look at USD CAD as well. So USD CAD was in this range earlier. Draw out this. And now, are we getting maybe, let's see here. So are we getting something along the lines of this? Again, I'm still waiting for this candle to close. This is the 50-minute candle for USD CAD. Could we get something along the lines of that? See GJ here, GJ's pushing down. Let's just be patient here. See a small consolidation here again. It's nothing strong enough for us to even think of setting up here something. Let's go back to USD CAD. All right, so let's just be patient here. Let both pairs continue to move, see how the 30-minute close is. We've got another 5 minutes or so. Alright, so I'm looking at USD CAD here, since it's showing a much better setup. Could we get something out of USD CAD here? GJ, I mean, on the 5-minute, again, it's nothing too certain. I'm not confident about the GJ setup at all, actually. But again, if USD CAD pushes through here, well, let's see how the current 15-30 minute candle closes. I mean, look at the GJ on the 30 minutes, just a straight bearish push. This is right from the opening of the hour. I mean, 63 pips. Alrighty, so we just got 1 minute left till the close. Again, no setups in order right now. We'll wait to see how everything closes, and again, USD CAD is just pushing through. There's a 30-minute EMA at the top end of the range here. The 1 hour hasn't tapped yet. So yeah, so you can see G just coming back in this consolidation zone, but again, it's nothing exact here for us to trade. Here comes a new candle opening. Certainly on the 1 hour. We can see a pullback for USD CAD into the range, but we do have the 1 hour EMAs, which, you know, it can definitely reach. And then we have London opening within 30 minutes. So a lot of things going on right now, so we have to just be patient. Alrighty, so still a bearish push here, but again, can GJ pull back here? USD CAD again, yes. So as we see here, it's going for that EMA tap. And can sort of push out of this consolidation zone as well. If we look at it, right? So if we had this continuing here, you can see that this continued even on the 1 hour. Let's take a look. Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah, so it was in this range and now it's pulling out. The current candle does have a wick, and GJ is on the ride down, but again, will GJ pull back here? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the USD CAD can certainly tap here. So what, 3-4 pips away? There's a 2-hour EMA above as well. And the 4-hour as well. Okay. So let's be patient here. And 30-minute continue to drag the price down. See what happens here. All right. So GJ is pushing up in this range here. Again, the certainty for USD CAD to tap the EMA is probably higher. I mean, it could certainly come back down, as it appears to, and fall back into this range. But we do have London opening as well approaching. Right, so can it just make a push down and then it comes right back up to tap the EMA and then maybe proceed down? But we're not sure about that. GJ again, slight pullback here, but will it just continue the bearish momentum here to the bottom end of this range? So on the 1 hour and 4 hour, it looks more clear. And again, as we mentioned, at the beginning of the week, we have the daily EMA, creeping the bottom end of this large range that we've drawn out at the beginning of the week. So you can see now it's, not even less than 40 pips away from that bottom end of the range. But you can see here earlier in the week, price did nearly tap the daily EMA, right? And now from that area, that wick, to where the daily EMA is now is less than, a couple pips. So why is that important? Is the reason is the price has already reached that area now, right? So it can definitely come back, tap this, and proceed further, bearish. But let's see what happens here. Let's see what GJ does here. And very small areas of consolidation here, which I would consider non-tradable. You can see USD CAD now making that big push, so it did not tap the EMA. And now it's kind of creeping back into this range that's drawn out. So in around 5 minutes or so, we're going to enter our last 50-minute candle before the London opening. And it could be a London opening push either way. So there is uncertainty with today's London opening as well. So you can see that there's news here. Now we don't have anything for London opening. And there is some GP news here. It's tentative. But nothing high impact until New York opening, right? So half an hour after New York opening, we have, the CPI news coming out for USD. But nothing high impact for the remaining, London session and pre-New York session. At least for GBP. For USD CAD, again, we got nothing until New York opening. Yeah, there's no wick on the current candle. Still pushing down. Let's see how many pips this push down was. Well, 8 pips. Okay. Yeah, nothing concrete right now, guys. Just that big push down just, ruined our chances for the existing range that the price was in, and it was pretty exact, right? So we got the 1-to-1, 2-to-2, we got the third touch, and of course, with the opening of the hour, we had high impact news that pushed it all the way down, and now we're in a breakout zone, especially with the smaller ranges. But we're not quite sure what GJ will do here, entering its last 50 minutes prior to London opening. All right, so we can see GJ is, consolidating in this now, in this zone. A little bit more exact than the other one, but it's a little small for us to trade it, right? Especially with the bearish momentum, right? So we don't want to be stopped out, especially we don't want to go in the opposite direction. But with London opening approaching, not certain about this one. Let's see. It's a very small range, right? So the only loss that we have had in the last 2 weeks is it's because we, and I think it was 2 days ago, where we attempted to, capture a small range for GJ, but it did, stop us out. Went after the EMA, larger time frame EMA, and then eventually came back down. But not certain about this one. Let's see here. And it's very small in the amount of pips. And with the bearish momentum, it's not that convincing. But we'll keep an eye on it. I would certainly not want to trade or have any active trades into London opening, just because, again, we've had that high impact news that saw that big bearish push down. And again, there's no saying that bearish push has not stopped, right? Or that it has stopped. All right, so this is, again, could be the second touch here, but it's a very small range. Give me, say, 14 pips. So USD CAD here. It's tapping the 30-minute EMA right now. 1 hour fake out potentially. Again, this would, be more on the medium to high impact setup here. If I do attempt to take this, and 14 pips. So you got the 1-to-1, got the second, and now looking for the second, maybe push down a little bit higher here or lower here, and then take that push up. So let's see, GJ buys at, what will this be right here, 183, 325. So GJ buy stops at 183, 325. But again, that's the way I set this up, is only when price, dips below at least 4 to 5 pips. And, we have to account for spread as well, right? But again, if this starts coming down too close to London opening, I am not too ready to enter at that time, right? So let's see. I'll have the text on the side here, just so, for all the viewers, I don't want to type that fast at the end, right? Because sometimes it just may be in a few seconds that the move appears. So I'll keep the text on the side just so there's no confusion. But we're looking to see price come down here in this area, right? In this area, right here, a little bit below our expected bottom here, and give us enough breathing room for us to execute the price somewhere around right here, and then it to push up here, right? So that's the game plan. If that does not happen, perfectly fine, because again, this is not a low risk. I would call this more of a medium to high risk setup. You can see it's pushing up here. So see USD CAD here. Yeah, huge potential fake out here unless it comes right back up before the hour closes. Again, GJ not ready yet. Okay, here GJ comes down. Okay, here is the push down again. This will be a medium to high risk setup if I do decide there's about 9 minutes left till the till London opening. Just want to see a little bit more of a push down. Again, the move could continue all the way down, right? We have drawn out the larger range, which does show that it can push all the way down. But do we have a setup here in which we can enter, right? Again, not enough breathing room for me personally, right? We could see GJ come back up, but need a little bit more breathing room. USD CAD right now, it's caught up around the 30-minute EMA. But if our area or our buy stop zone is it 183.325? What is that right here? 325. Just mark it exactly here. 325. Let's see. You can see, right? It did tap the bottom end of the range and it continues north, but it's not enough for me to draw impulsive executions here. Just overall how GJ is moving, it's not worth that risk. So unless we get a close down here somewhere, the next candle pushes down, and then we can go at it and enter our buy stops for GJ. Still got 7 minutes left till London opening. Again, this is a small range for GJ. It's 14, 15 pips. Yeah, can we get an engulfing part of this candle, this bearish candle, close below our potential entry, and then the new candle exposes itself down, and then we can go ahead and set our buy stops. Right, that will be a much safer play here. So we're about just 2 minutes shy of the last 5-minute candle opening prior to London opening. So can we get that move? Let's see here. All right, here is the candle coming down. Okay. Okay, here GJ comes down. See how USD CAD and everything is moving. Just want to make sure that it's in line. And we are about 5 pips away. Okay, so here I'm setting my buy stops for GJ. And again, this is a medium to high risk setup. And we're going for, what is it? Let's say, so it's 13 pips here. Okay, nearly got activated here. GJ got nearly activated. And again, it does depend on the spread here. So mine is just under a pip. Yeah, still not activated. Okay, let's see now. Nope. Very, very close here, guys. All right, there you go. Trade is activated. Again, it's 13 pips to 13. So it's a very small target. And we could get GJ to push all the way through. Let's see USD CAD here. It's a medium to high risk trade. But we are tapping into our okay, here we go. Here GJ comes, guys. Okay. So we're into profit. We have about 4 minutes left to London opening. Just a 13 pip target. Can we get that push? It's right at break even right now. All right. It's a little bit more of a push. And we got ourselves a good execution here. Great, safe execution indeed, if we get that big push. So just slightly into the profit zone here. We got 3 minutes left till London opening. Trying to get one more push out of GJ here. One more push. See if we can get that. Just under 3 minutes left. All right, it's battling around entry now. Going into our last 2 minutes before London opening. Trying to get one more push here, guys. I did not want to hold into London opening. But it may not give me a choice unless it gives us a big push. Again, it's battling the entry point right now. Okay, we're into our last minute, so I will be holding this trade into London opening. I do feel we might get that big spike here. And again, it's not that big of a range for us to get a big spike, but potentially it can come back to, hit the top end of this range, very small range, and then come back down potentially, right? But our TP set at 183.456, stops are at 183.195, and price is right at entry right now. So we're just seconds shy of London opening, but I'm holding on into London opening. Again, medium to high risk setup today. Did not force this, but just wanted to get this entry in so we can secure a fast but small range for GJ. Oh, here comes London opening. Giving us a bearish drag here without a wick. Okay, trade is in drawdown now. Again, that bearish momentum is still kicking in. Can we get that one push? Trade is still alive. Let's look at USD CAD quickly, because USD CAD did tap the 5-minute EMA and reversed here at the opening. And GJ still battling in drawdown right now. Again, a very small target, but of course, if it's going to be a small target, it's also going to be a small stop loss. Again, it's not a large range for GJ to fill the gap in. But again, not a tough fight for GJ to, stop us out either. So that was the medium to high risk. Let's see how, the 5-minute closes here. Or if the trade just ends, either direction in less than 5 minutes or less than 3 minutes now for the 5-minute candle closure. Okay, it's pushing down here now. I just come down here. And it's nearly there. So it's a 1.6 pips and now 2 pips above. Again, I have spread at 1 pip, and see here. Again, these are the times where it's critical to have low spread, right? Okay, yeah. So it did stop me out now. And it was right at the target. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm still, because of the non-wick here, I'm still going to, I'm going to lower my buy stop. So I'm going to re-enter this setup here. I'm going to re-enter the setup right at the bottom end of this range here. So we lost one. And now we're going to re-enter at 183,300. So this is the second entry for GJ. Hold on, right here. Let me just remove this. So 183,300 is the second entry. And the range will be now 15 pips for 15 pips. So this is our second setup here for the day. Because I still feel confident in with the no wick here and the top end of this range right here. So there's two things here that are leveling off for us to capture this setup here. So I've already entered this buy stop on my MT4. And let's just see from 183,325, our original entry, price went down 17 pips. Again, we had a very small target. But London opening did, come and push it down further. Again, the bearish momentum is still there. But with the no wick opening, GD can certainly come up. And let's see the 5 minute here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a 2 TP setup here for GJ. All right, so we're about to enter, or we're about to have our buy stops hit and execute. See here, nearly tapping entry, and we're gonna have 2 TPs for this. So it's 15 pips originally as TP1, and 30 pips would be our 2 TP trade here. Okay, here we go. All right, so trade is activated, guys. Trade just hit our buy stop entry. And let me draw out TP1 here. Yeah, right there. So 183,450 is our TP1. Let me write that in here. TP1. Ooh, GJ's kind of battling here again. Entry as well. But the trade is active here. Again, our certainty here is, or confluence here is a no wick candle plus the top end of this range. And we have, the EMAs above as well, right? But the bearish momentum might take that away, but let's take a look here. Let's see here. Again, this stop loss is 15 pips on both ends, right? So stop loss 15, TP1 15, and then our 2 TP hit would be 30 pips. Let's look at the 1 hour here. Again, it's still showing bearish momentum. Can we get at least to TP1? So USD CAD, okay, so USD CAD again is coming up, maybe potentially to tap the 1 hour EMA. It's a very intriguing setup here. Okay, here's another 5-minute candle opening. Okay, no wick on the current candle yet. Okay, you can see on the 50-minute, you can see how it's wicking on both ends, and in this small range that we've drawn out, which our TP is at the top end of the range here. But the current candle, again, no wick. Can we get that push? So, yeah, so we are into profit right now for our second entry in GJ, where we got stopped out because of a small range. And obviously, if we had a small TP, small stop loss, and entering into London opening, it did not go well. But right now we entered, which we had the same setup, but a better buy stop here as price came back around. And now this current candle has no wick, but can it give us that push to TP1? We are just slightly into profit right now. Let's see here. Look at USD CAD here. It's coming down. Okay, we're getting a move from GJ here. Yeah, one more push here, and then I'm going to put stops at break even. And at TP1, I will close 50%. And again, the rest will be for TP2, potentially. And stops will be moved to break even. So right now, we were about 8 pips into profit, 8 to 9 pips in profit. Can we get one more push from GJ? You see GJ's USD CAD is pushing down here. So can we get that push from GJ? It's 2 minutes left on the 50-minute candle closing and the 5-minute. Alrighty, okay, let's see here. Alright, here we get that push from GJ as anticipated. Okay, so stops are at break even now. Stops at break even. And we could see GJ come to tap TP1. And let's go for TP2 here at 50%. Right, so we're about to tap our TP1. Just 1 minute left before 50-minute candle closure. So we could see either we get a big push here. Yeah, just 1.5 pips shy. All right, there you go. So TP1 got tapped and 50% closed at TP1. And we're aiming for TP2 now. Okay, let's see. Can we get that big push? So 50% is closed. Stops are break even. And the remaining 50% is running for our intended TP2 target, second target here. All right, we could get that push again. The current candle has no wick, and even the previous candle had no wick. Could we continue that move? Let's see here. CSD CAD here. Again, could push back down. Yeah, it could come back down into this range. All right, GD is looking clean here to at least get to TP2. Again, the TP, two targets were called prior to this setup. And again, just because of how I saw GJ moving, it's unfortunate we got stopped out in our first trade here. But again, it was just because it was a 13 pip stop. London opening came as well, so it was a little medium to high risk, which I mentioned. And now you can see GJ coming right up. It's such a clean push here as well. Can certainly get to another, 6-7 pips here. So clean push. And now again, even with our loss now, we've not only won one setup, now we're, getting, to our TP2, which would be ending off profitable for the day with 3 trade setups. So that's the power of trading, right? Never, kind of revenge trade. Understand your game plan, follow your game plan. And if it comes, if it comes along, if the trade setup comes along after a loss, it's perfectly fine. If there's another loss, perfectly fine. But no revenge trading, and not even no FOMO, right? Just follow your game plan and see how everything plays out. All right, so let's see how this develops here. Seems like it's falling back into the range. We got another 5-minute candle about 2 minutes shy of that. Look at USD CAD here. Again, this is a risk-free trade. Okay, here comes that push. You know, with the momentum now, I can even think that I can let runners run at least to the 5-minute EMA tap. So I may close 25% here and aim for the remaining 25% to close up here, which would be our third TP here. So that's what I'm going to do here. If it gets to here, I will close out 25 more percent, right? So in essence, I close out 50%. I'll close another 25% here, and then the remaining amount will be closed out at the 5-minute EMA. So the easy math here is that you close another 50% when you get to TP2. And again, that's if it gets to TP2. Here it comes. Alrighty. All right, about to tap our TP2 here. Second profit target. And our third profit target is over here. We're letting runners run. And 50%, another 50% is closed. And TP3 is our 5-minute EMA here. And that would close off this trade. Let's see, so the current candle again has no wick here. And again, stops, I would move over here as well, right here. So stops would move over here at 183.450. And again, it shouldn't take too long to modify or adjust that. If you're having trouble with the mobile, desktop may be easier for you. You just have to shift your take profit or stop loss. You can just drag it and move it. So you know what started off as maybe a potential losing day, we're nearly hitting our TP3. So 75% of the trade is closed. The rest is at 183.450, right? So the stops are here. And again, then there's no wick on the current candle, so it may come and drag down here. But let's see here. We're still about, 7-8 pips shy of that. We're about 2 minutes from another 5-minute candle. Again, it may come down, but we have no worries in the setup as we've hit 2 TPs. And again, I'm not comfortable for the trade to come all the way down here. So if we're profitable and we can still get something out of the last 25% that's remaining, and leave it in profit, right? So let's see what the current move. USD CAD is definitely coming down, so GJ can definitely give us another push before the 30-minute candle closure. But a wonderful setup here, even during a bearish momentum from GJ here, right? So again, it was medium to high risk, but nonetheless, a clean setup. All right, so GJ may come down here now to close us out here, but no issue. Right, we're just around like 3 to 4 pips shy right now. Around 2.5 now. Let's see. Still have not been stopped out. And you guys can see now with the buy stops and sell stops and how price comes down, spreads, really, really do matter, right? So choosing an account with the broker or a prop firm, you want to really make sure spreads are not crazy, right? You want to minimize the spreads so you don't get stopped out in these scenarios. And you can see sometimes it can be very, very close. But let's see if this trade comes back. Now, what are we now shy of? 183,450. 1.5 pips. So I'm still not stopped out because I have just under 1 pip. So 0.9 to 1 pip spread on GJ. So you can see now, if some of you guys had a high spread, this would have stopped you out. But now if GJ completely reverses here and goes up here, I'm still in that, still in that setup and avoided getting stopped out. So this is, again, a real-time example of how critical spread is and knowing what your spread is. So you can see here 450. Just a 1 pip right now. Nope. Look at that. Could potentially reverse all the way through and not have stopped us out. Okay, so 450 starts here. Let me show you guys up close. 450. And you can see that the spread is about 1.1 pip away. So I'm still in this setup. And look at that. So a great lesson on minimizing your spreads with the broker or prop firm that you join, and critical in these matters. Again, USD CAD now is coming down. Let's move that here. Alrighty, so let's see what happens with GJ now. And again, for this setup, if the EMA was not there, I probably would have closed out the remaining at TP2. However, because of the EMA tap here, I felt comfortable holding on the runners, or letting the runners run. So only 25% of the original trade is remaining, which will be closed out in profit, as that's where our stops, have been modified to, or it continues down to TP3. Now it came down a few times, but because of low spread, did not tap us out, and it may continue all the way up to at least TP3, where we close out the remaining amount and capture, the third profit target. And again, just for user engagement here, if anybody did take the setup with me, this TP3 setup, could you guys type 1 in the chat? If not, that's perfectly fine. Again, if you're just observing and learning, that's also recommended. Once you get comfortable, with watching my streams, with understanding the markets better, understanding the system better, at that point you can also, realize when you're comfortable with trading, whether it's a demo account, live account, funded account, and maybe at that time it will be better for you to execute live. All right, so GJ is making another way down to our stops at TP1. And again, we were too focused on GJ here, but I did see this drop coming for USD CAD as well. As you can see on the 1 hour, it was nearly wicks here. Could have seen this as well, but it's all right. We don't need to stress. We'll catch that move again, but again, we had 3 TP set up for GJ, so it doesn't hurt that we avoided USD CAD for today. And this trade is still alive. I mean, now that we've patiently waited, and now hopefully we can get that TP3 target and end off the day with a much needed win after that initial 13 pip stop out. Re-entered right away, right? Felt very confident with how GJ was moving. Had no wick, right? So this candle right here at the opening of London did not have no wick, came down, stopped us out. Re-entered, buy stops here. Got the full candle push up here. And then we got the TP2 target. Saw the EMA here. So concluded that, we can let the runners run after we close 50% at TP1, another 50% at TP2, which would remain, which would have 25% remaining for TP3. And stops were modified or adjusted to break even. As soon as GJ pushed up here, we put it at break even. And then now stops are at TP1 as soon as we hit TP2. Right, so now the weight is now that if GJ is going to come back up all the way to tap the EMA at least, or it's going to come down and stop us out in profit. So both ways we win, right? We win a little less if it comes and stops us out at TP1, We win a little bit more if it comes and taps the 5-minute EMA here with our profit target right around the corner. So very satisfied with the setup. We actually have a 1 hour EMA as well up here. So it can certainly come up here as well. All right, and the 2 hour EMA is right above. We also have the 15-minute EMA above as well. 30-minute is right there as well. So there's a lot of EMAs right at the TP3 target, which is a good indicator to close out the remaining amounts. But either way, satisfied with this, with how GJ moved here. So either we get 3 wins, 3 TPs versus 1 stop loss, or we get 2 wins, 2 TP hits, and 1 stop out for the day, right? Still profitable no matter what, whichever way you look at it. Which of course is the most satisfying part of all this. All right, here we're getting another push from GJ with no wick on the current 5-minute candle. Let's see how much it pushes up, or it comes right back down. Slight consolidation zone as well. This area right here. So again, this arrows for the stops are here. All right, we're getting another push from GJ. Can we get that big push? Let's see here. All right, it may come right back down now. I don't mind it. Either way, we win. Alrighty, so GJ seems to just be consolidating in this zone. Again, the current candle does not have a wick. Could certainly come down, but will it tap the EMA before it comes down? Or will it come right down? All right, we got 2 minutes, just 2 minutes shy of the next 5-minute candle closure. So really looking, at these 5-minute candles in depth, because You can see how some of them are critical in finding out what's really going on here in this shorter time frame set here. But on the 50-minute, you can see that it can definitely come in and push up here. All right, so here we have another push from GJ. Okay, so it's getting back to our TP2 target, which we already have hit, prior, about 20 minutes ago. Now we're coming back up. We've got 1 minute left on the next 5-minute candle opening, so let's see how that opens. But nice push. We do have 1 hour, the 1 hour EMA up as well, in between our TP2 and TP3 target. But we're certainly getting that push now. But let's see how the next candle opens on the 5-minute time frame. All right, here it is. Let me continue this here. All right, let's look here. Okay, so again, USD CAD is pushing down as well. All right, so let's see here now. Can we get one more push from GJ? So at the top, where our TP2 target is right now. That's where price is revolving around right now. And we might get one more push. Or it could be a push straight down. Let's see. Alrighty. Again, the fact that there's, EMAs right above the price right now on GJ can certainly give us the indication that it can come and tap those, even before the next 50-minute candle opening. It's in a slight consolidation zone right between TP1 and TP2 right now as well. So let's see how that works. And just to kind of refresh for anyone that's just joined or joined late, we had a earlier setup with GJ, which stopped us out. We had a 13 pip stop loss with the 13 pip TP. We did enter London opening with that, stop or that setup, and it did stop us out. And then we went and re-entered GJ buy stops because of this big bearish candle. We saw that there's no wick on the current candle. We also saw it in a given range here that we drew out prior to London opening. And again, this candle brought us right back in. We shifted our stops to break even. Once they hit a TP1, we closed out 50% because we had an intended target of at least 2 take profits for this setup. And once price got to the second TP, we shifted our stops to TP1. And so we closed out 50% at TP1, another 50% at TP2, which left us with 25% left of the overall trade. And that is still running right now, right? So because our stops are at TP1, and price has not come back to TP1, it did come close, but because of spread, I have a low spread account. For that reason, I didn't get stopped out. And again, I did mention why it's critical at times, and you can see why, because it was so close. It was maybe less than 0.2 pips shy of stopping us out. And you can see that it continued its way up and may continue all the way up to the EMA tap. So now we have our stops at TP1. We close out 75% of the trade, and we have the 25% left, which, because of me looking at the EMA taps above our take profit, our second take profit, I felt convinced enough to let the trade run, let the runners run the last 25% of the trade, let that run, and potentially the price can come and tap the EMA, which is above our take profit 2, right around our take profit 3 now, since the EMA is coming down, right? So if it does tap around this area, around the 5-minute EMA, I will look to close out this trade. But if it's a full bullish candle, I may just hold off till the the end point here, 183. What is it, 717 or 720? Let's say, right? So we're in to our last 15-minute candle before the London opening hour closes. Let's move that a bit here. So you can see this kind of range between TP1 and TP2 right now, and it's not breaking out of the TP2 zone here. But let's be patient here. Let's see. Again, the satisfaction of just waiting and seeing is that you close 75% of the trade, and you hit 2 TPs. You've adjusted your stops into profit. So this is not only risk free, but it's you're gonna, even if you close out, you're gonna close out in profit, right? Even the remaining end of the trade. All right, so just waiting to see if we can get one more push from GJ. I mean, we're about, let's see how many pips we're away. From the EMA, we're about 11, 12 pips. And from the overall third TP, we're about 15 pips away. All right, can we get one more push? All right, so we're back at our TP2 target, and GJ is pushing above that at the highest mark right now. And we do have the 1 hour EMA here as well. Okay, so it's about to tap that. Ooh, it just went south. All right, so we'll look to see what goes on here. Now, again, of course, I don't want the trade to drag on too long. That we go all the way into, pre-New York session and into New York session. We don't want to go that long now. Because the setup can, close out or hit the targets, way before that. But let's see here. Again, we're following the 5-minute candles here. So 10 minutes left before the new hour candle. All right. Here comes one last push, potentially. All right. So we've seen GJ at the highest point right now, whilst in this setup. And will it continue to push? Let's look at the 15-minute here. Okay, certainly can reach even the 50-minute EMA, but it's looking to close out where the target is right now. Okay, here it comes. So the 1 hour is about to be tapped, the 1 hour EMA, as you can see. The 5-minute as well. I would assume that the 1 hour has been tapped. Yep, so just tapped and very, very close to our target here now. Again, I'm looking at that there's 8 minutes left into the last hour now, or into the new hour candle. We're about 6 pips shy of our target. Just tap the 5-minute EMA now. And let's see. What is it now? 3 pips shy? So let's just wait it out. Closing at 183.720. And we are nearly there. And right there. Boom. Got it. Look at that. And it's probably approaching the 50-minute and 30-minute right there as well. 50-minute EMA. So all of that done live, guys, right here, as you've seen it. Right there. 3 TP targets. All called live. All watched live. Even with our initial stop out. We continued. And got the whole ride up for GJ as well. As we know, at the opening of or the hour prior to London opening, we saw this big push down here. And now we kind of got the climb back up here, got the 3 TPs, and we are satisfied now with this setup to closed. Everything is closed. And that's 3 phenomenal wins, right, that we got here, right, with closing out at each target. So that is called full trade management. Okay, so it's another day, another win, or another few wins here in that case. And we'll end off the stream here. So right before the new hour candle. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I hope you guys learned something. If not, you guys can come back again. I do stream here every day, Monday to Friday, an hour prior to London opening. And again, guys, take care and safe trading.